I'm Timdiana, enjoying it in search for credit. In this day and age, when we think about films that continuously come out, what's the one that you tend to think of? Okay, yeah, that does count, but that is not what I'm talking about. No. Just get to the superhero films. Superheroes and movies have coincided for quite some time, but it didn't really spike until 2000. I, for one, have enjoyed this combination, as it mixes two mediums that I enjoy. Of course, saying this, I realize I'm probably digging myself a deeper hole, but nevertheless, I enjoy it. Moving right along. There have been some comic book movies so good that some of them have become some of my favorite films of all time. And then there are the ones that just flat out suck. The ones that make you shake your head in disappointment, and the ones that make you cry in the corner, questioning your sanity. We're not going to go that far. What I am going to cover are the movies that are in between. The films that are too big to fail, but failed all the same. The disappointments that ended in a complete epic fail. It all begins with a film that came out in the summer of 2003. A film that covered one of the most iconic superheroes of all time, finally making his way to the silver screen. A little movie that I like to call Hulk. It took Hollywood long enough to get the Hulk himself to the silver screen, seeing as he's one of the most iconic superheroes of all time and has established himself in several different mediums. So adapting the Hulk to film required a big-time director. And what the Hulk got was Oscar-winning director Ang Lee, director of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Hulk? Ang Lee. I don't get it. Nevertheless, the film was made, and it did not go well.
Audiences agree that Ang Lee's motion picture is one gamma-strength bomb.
I think that's putting it mildly. But you know, it's been over 9 years, so maybe it won't seem so bad. Maybe there might be some good in this film. Let's find out. The movie begins with what am I looking at? If I didn't know any better, I'd say this is a prologue of some kind. This man is David Banner, has been experimenting with gamma radiation, but he can't test on human subjects. But he tests on himself nonetheless, which transfers to his son, Bruce. All this leads to tragic events that Bruce suppresses for the majority of his life. See that? This explanation doesn't seem confusing. It's quite understandable. It's just something in the beginning seems to be lost in translation. Why? Well, let's go back and check out some of those scenes and see what just went wrong.
I'm gonna have a baby.
See that? See how they took something so simple and made it annoying? My guess is, with all the cuts and transitions, the filmmakers thought they were being creative. So now Bruce Banner is a scientist working on gamma experiments. Go figure. Oh, he's played by Eric Bana. See that? See it right there? That's one of the highlights of the film. Yep, there it goes. Let's move on. Bruce gets to the lab, meeting up with recently broken up girlfriend and colleague, Betty Ross, played by Jennifer Connelly. And just by looking at this, you can tell where this scene is going.
Presentation on Tuesday. And you're gonna make it with me.
You think I should?
Yeah, you're great with that stuff. You start talking about microbes and nanomeds, you sound almost passionate.
Please, no more awkward romances. I saw enough in Twilight, and that's enough to last a lifetime. So Bruce and Betty have to finish a project for the board and continue as they... Wait a minute. Wait. Movie? What are you doing? Movie, stop that. Wait, what am I? Movie, just stop! Movie, just stop! Please don't tell me that this effect is going to last the entire film.
Nanomeds replicating.
You know what? Let's just keep going. I'm just gonna let it slide and ignore it as much as I can. The experiment is a failure, which leads to a scene with Betty and Bruce, establishing that Bruce believes both of his parents are dead. Okay, how many people actually believe that? I can dream. The scene literally shifts to another, leading to the introduction of that guy. This character's name is Talbot, played by Josh Lucas. Oh yes, Josh Lucas, star of Poseidon. Yay! Just by looking at this character, you can tell what his role is, so let's move on. A scene later, Bruce is hard at work in the lab, which then requires a flashback at happier times with him and Betty. Betty has a flashback of her own in Bruce's flashback.
The dream goes on, and suddenly I'm alone.
Look at that. Eric Bana is playing his role in the time traveler's life. Later, Bruce goes home as we get another dream sequence, only to discover that he is being followed by someone clearly not his father and surely not the villain. The next day, Bruce arrives at the lab where he is confronted by Talbot, who is trying to make him a business offer.
That's a hell of a business. Well, it's not what we're doing here. We're doing the basic science for everyone.
Today I'm gonna write a book. And I'm gonna call it When Stupid Ideals Happen to Smart, Penniless Scientists.
You know what? I feel like this character's missing something. There we go. So after God knows how long, the inevitable accident finally happens. Maybe I shouldn't have added that acid at the experiment. Bruce miraculously survives, and then is confronted by his actual father, played by Nick Nolte. And I'll say this now, his motivations are kinda confusing.
It's been inside you. Now we will understand it. We will harness it.
So, you're the villain? Meanwhile, Betty goes to meet with her father, General Ross, played by Sam Elliott, one of the most authentic actors to ever play a cowboy. And how does he tackle this role?
Get right to it.
It's about Glenn, isn't it? He's been snooping around my lab.
Glenn noticed some things. Asked me to make some inquiries.
Ah, the same way he is in every other role. Hey, it's Sam Elliott. That's something I won't even complain about. Later, Bruce is at the lab, and while working, he starts to have sporadic images going through his head. And before you know it, seeing images like that bouncing through somebody's head, I can completely understand why Bruce hulks out. Do you mind? Some of us are trying to... Carry on. Hulk busts up the place, and then there's Nick Nolte, appreciating his work, or something like that. Please take this time to reference Hook, the line, "My Jack." Thank you. Bruce wakes up the next day, remembering nothing. Not shocking. But things are interrupted by Ross, agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Betty takes his time to meet Nick Nolte, who proceeds to be kinda creepy.
Your attentions can't be completely unwanted, can they? No. Not with
I'm missing David Bowie right about now. Meanwhile, Ross interrogates Bruce, thinking he knows something.
Then why are you asking me? I don't remember. I was always told my father was dead.
Don't play with me! You were 4 years old when you saw it.
When I saw what?
You were right there. How could anyone forget a thing like that?
Quite simple, actually. You see... Never mind. Ross continues to threaten him, or... What the hell was that?
One more thing.
Movie, you're trying to be creative again.